guys won it. However, that touchdown from you, kind of walk us through that play. And it's your first touchdown in about since 2021. So how does that feel?
First touchdown in a long time, but yeah, we ran it all week in practice. Obviously, you never know what look they're going to give you. They actually gave us the worst look possible, but I'm glad Peyton still had the guts to throw it. So it was a cool play, cool moment. Happy for my teammates around me, just being able to do that and see the crowd. That was really cool. But like you said, obviously the outcome wasn't what we expected and what we could have hoped for, especially after the pretty dominant performance that we put together, honestly.
Your coaches talk about all the time about trusting the process, not being results oriented. The process looks like it's working for the most part.
Yeah.
How do you, in the locker room when you're sitting there for these losses, how do you justify that?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, and it's we talk about it all the time because it's not easy. You know, it's one of those things that you naturally are going to be up when you're winning and down when you're losing, and that's kind of what you have to fight whenever you are driving a culture. But like you said, obviously the process is working. I mean, we were pretty good. We were top something in yards per carry before the game, and I'm sure it went up after today because we ran the football very well. And explosive plays are there. I mean, we've got the pieces. That's what's so frustrating about it. You know, that's what kind of makes you think about the results more, even though we're told we need to trust the process, and that's what the great ones do. So it's going to be a challenge this week, and something that us as leaders we got to make sure everybody's up to, because we got a pretty good football team coming up, and we're ready to go.
Andre's been pretty solid for you guys for the first 5 games. Kind of talk about how you've seen him come in and adapt to the culture that you're talking about, and also see him trust the process.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about explosive plays. I mean, he's an explosive guy. So on the field, he's obviously great for our offense. He gives us another dimension to go downfield and do some things in the air. But off the field, he's always smiling and happy, and he's a really, really good glue guy for that receiver room. And that's what you need, especially nowadays in the transfer portal. You don't know exactly what you're going to get, but I know he's probably tore up about this loss, the rest of the receivers, the rest of the offense, and the whole team. But I think he's one of those guys, and we're going to need our playmakers to get us rolling for next week.
As a leader and a captain, how do you rally the guys?
Honestly, usually I take a day. I take a day and kind of decompress, because I feel like everybody's emotions are high right now. But after that, we talked about that process. I mean, this is the highest level of college football that it can get. So if you take a day off and you wallow in it on Monday when we're game prepping, then you're not getting better on Monday when you're game prepping, where Georgia is, or Bama is, or UL Monroe. They're getting better. So I think just taking it day by day, I say give us one day, because it should mean something to you when you lose like this. You know, a game that you should win, a game that you prepare for so hard. Your guys fight so hard. You should be hurting after this one, but after one day, it's time to flip it. And I mean, that's what some of these young guys are going to have to understand.
Luke, you obviously aren't going to take any moral victories, but it's the best the offense has looked against a real opponent in quite some time. What can you kind of take from what y'all were able to do today?
Yeah, I think it's each week we have a different piece that we're like, oh, okay, this is the offense that everybody's been talking about. This is the offense that everybody was writing articles about in fall camp. Okay, they can run the ball. They can have explosive plays down the field. They do have guys that can make the blocks up front and be physical and finish these guys. So I think it's just over time we're finally figuring out our identity. I feel like we kind of knew our identity, but we kind of got lost for a second. And man, I think we just got an offense of fighters, and we were talking about the run game earlier. I'm so proud of everybody up front, those running backs, quarterback making the reads, receivers blocking downfield. They don't get enough love either. So I think the way we run the football, that opens up explosive plays. We've been saying that since fall camp, and it's finally being able to show on Saturdays.